Hello, this is Top Prep Sports Interviews by Sunil Sunder Raj. Today, I'm happy to be speaking with Kevin Moses, a basketball promoter and minister from Columbia, Tennessee. Coach Moses, Kevin, Mr. Moses, thank you again for the opportunity. It's just an incredible honor and privilege being able to speak with you about your background, especially with basketball, helping out athletes. Thank you so much again.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Coach, you have, I said it before, we came on there, an absolutely inspirational, a riveting, background story. You're a father of 6, you have 24 grandchildren, and, unbelievable. I mean, disabled the past 15 years, but that has not stopped you. It has not hampered you. You run a full-time ministry abroad in Pakistan. I think 16,000 plus followers. Full-time here in the United States offering counseling. But for you, your mission is to make a difference in people's lives. You don't receive pay for this. You provide the support to people in Pakistan, Africa, and India. So commendable, so honorable what you're doing. Before we get into the basketball, part of your job, I wanted to ask you about this. I know this is meaningful to you. It really, carries a lot of significance. If you want to just, let the people out there know about, your ministry.
Well, it's a pretty wide-braced ministry. I belong to a worldwide ministry organization called Covenant Calendar Club.
Okay.
And we're a Torah-based community. It's pretty widespread now, growing, pretty popular. We don't literally have buildings, but we do our meetings just like this, like this. And we are worldwide. And that's how my Pakistan ministries run. That's how I have a partner that's in that group of ours that runs the Africa division, another one that runs the India division. We have people in Germany. We have people in the Philippines. We have people in Canada. It's pretty good. It's pretty big. And I enjoy it because it gives me the ability to share the truth that I know, what little bit I know, Nobody knows it all. And life is a journey of learning that never stops. Even when we get to the kingdom, learning will never stop.
That's right. That's right. You speak truth to power. Hey, I love that story. You don't have a building, but a desk, a laptop with a video, and you do your weekly Bible studies with your best friend of 31 years. Oh, that is awesome. And that has got to be really, that must feel really good that, again, being productive, is said every single day here, Coach Moses.
Yes. And she is fluent, and she breaks up in Hebrew better than anybody I know. She's a dynamo, I tell you.
It's great. Hey, let's get into your basketball journey as well. The fact that you were a terrific basketball player when you were younger, and especially you didn't have that family support. But boy, at the age of 14, Coach, you decided, look, this is what I really want to do. And you know what? Your high school basketball coach wouldn't allow you to participate in the team, but you kept on playing in the summer circuit, the Hoop It summer session. And you were good enough to get those offers from JUCO and NAIA schools without any of that experience, which is just remarkable, as a coach when you think about it. But then life all of a sudden changed for you drastically. At the age of 20, you became a father, but you still played. I mean, that is just surreal. That, and then you helped train kids. Talk about those times, Coach.
Oh man, well, my love for basketball has always been really deep. It's really deep. Even when I didn't have the family support, my daddy, he hated basketball. It's a sissy sport, he would say. So when I took that stand and I was able to live that dream, that passion for playing, it still hasn't left me. But I don't play anymore. But like when I was in that age of 20 and I had the kids, I still wanted to be a part of the game. So every chance I got, I played. I kept a basketball in my vehicle so that if I'm coming home from work and I saw a group of kids playing somewhere, or a group of men, I'm
Yeah.
playing. I'd stop and play. And then my reputation, though the high school coach didn't want to
Yeah.
acknowledge anything, I was well known in my city. So the
Yeah.
kids were like, can you work with me? Can you teach me how to I had a half hook that they said I should have got paid for. And
Yeah.
those kids wanted to learn that. And I am only 6'3", but I could play in the post as a big man. And the shortest guy I guarded in the summer circuit was 6'7". I could
Wow.
really dunk. And I could
Yeah.
play in the post so well that
Yeah.
every post player that came through our city wanted me to work with them. How can you do that? And you're not that tall and you
Yeah.
can dominate the paint. So I just enjoyed sharing a little bit that I knew. It was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, that's magnificent. Coach, I asked the players, of course, during the interviews, about the intangibles of basketball. What makes the game so special and unique to play? I'm wondering, like, when you were playing, what was it about the game? Like, I said during, the flow of the game. I mean, from a player's perspective, what you saw out there in the court. What was something? Even maybe it could have been on the bench or a practice, but just some of the things that really like said, look, this is why I come back year after year to play the game.
Oh, the competition itself, to
Yeah.
be able to play against those guys and those kids that were so talented that they would be jaw-dropping good. And
Yeah.
I was that one. Not only was I a dominant big man in the paint, I always guarded the best player on the other team, no matter what position they played. That
Mm-hmm.
drove me. That was a
Yeah.
real challenge to me, to take this guy that was supposed to be the best, and
Yeah.
I could defend him and lock him down. And everybody knew that too. I not
Yeah.
only could I shoot, I could
Yeah.
play lockdown and I could lock him down. And I played against D1 players actually,
Wow.
and at some points, and it drove me. It was a
Yeah.
challenge. I love the competition. I love to be able to say, I didn't play in high school and I can still play as good as you or better. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that just kept me going always.
Yeah. That's magnificent. Just hearing that, I mean, just, to have that juice, just have that fire, I said inside your belly to be able to, again, it didn't matter whether, the size, the height, weight, anything, the fact that, you were willing to go toe to toe with, the best talent there is just, again, spectacular. Hey, it's amazing. Like, of course we live in a entirely different world in day and age now. Like people are so focused on strength and conditioning, nutrition, the rest and recovery. I mean, I'm wondering back then for you, like, was any of that out there? Was it like,
No, I didn't care. I just wanted to play. I just wanted to play,
Yeah.
and I played. That was it.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't have
know.
a particular diet. I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't go through all of that. I guess they kind of got a regiment now,
Yeah, they do.
compared to what we used to do when we were younger. We didn't have
Yeah.
all that stuff. We just played. And I
Yeah.
mean, so we would sprain an ankle, or we'd go walk it off and go right back to
I
playing. It
know.
wasn't
Yeah.
take days off. We didn't do that. It
Yeah.
it yeah, we just played. I just loved to play.
Yeah. Just tape it up and that's it. And you're back out
That's
on the
it.
court.
That's it. That's it.
Hey, as I said, a lot on your plate when you were younger and you were ordained at the age of 22. I mean, just the fact that you know, so many responsibilities there at that age, and roles that you took on. Talk about, I mean, just being able to, we talk about, with the athletes with time management and organization, you had to learn that really quick, I said in your early 20s. I mean, just describe that, that was quite a challenge that you took on at that stage of your life.
Well, even in that, it came natural because I'm a natural people person. I'm an
Mm-hmm.
organized person. I like to plan my day out. When I first get up, I
Yeah.
almost have my whole day laid out. What am I going to do? How am I going to organize my time? There are things that come up, spur of the
Yeah.
moment or whatever, but for
Yeah.
the most part, I'm really organized. And people are amazed when they are around me and they find out everything that I do, because I do a lot.
Yeah.
And they're like, how do you do that? How do you keep all that straight in your mind? Because I do it
Yeah.
all the time. It's natural.
Yeah. No,
It's
that's
pretty
that's
easy to
great.
me.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Okay, let's fast forward, how you broke into the industry in terms of helping kid basketball athletes out per se. Especially, there's a very special family out there. If you want to, share that, I don't want to mispronounce. Is it the Frosile family, or how do you pronounce
Yes,
that?
that's
Very
right.
good. Max Frosile, said you got to know it, of course, his father as well, too.
Yeah.
Just if you can let everybody know Max's father's name again.
His name is Kelly.
Kelly,
His
yeah,
name is
Max and
Kelly.
Kelly Frosile. And Max, of course, sustained a serious knee injury in his senior year and did not receive the proper support and exposure from his head coach. But you stepped in there to offer that support, keep Max's dream of playing at the next level alive and well. And it definitely paid off because Max would go on, to receive several offers. But you kept, in terms of his highlights, what Max was able to accomplish on the basketball court. I mean again, that's just wonderful. I mean, just talk about that, helping that particular family out.
Well, the bond between us started with his dad Kelly because I saw his highlights. I followed him, and
Yeah.
I would brag about what I thought I saw. Just being honest about the skill that I saw in the kid,
Yeah.
even though he wasn't the star of the team. That
Mm-hmm.
kid, he doesn't take bad shots. He's consistent and he doesn't hardly miss. That was the thing. And
Yeah.
then he played good defense. The kid could flat out play, and I
Yeah.
just liked him. So his dad messaged me one day and we started talking and we got to be good friends. And so when the summer circuit rolled around and Max was starting to play in the summer, he was playing better than I'd ever seen him play. And it
Mm.
was right before his senior year. He was still a junior at that time. And then
Mm-hmm.
he got that injury. Oh man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was heartbreaking. And see, I lived through a knee injury when I was in high school, and it
Yeah.
took me months to recover.
Yeah.
And it was so hard not to be able to play. So I asked his dad at that point, can I talk to Max? I said, I'm asking for your permission, and it was a match made in heaven, even in his dad's eyes, because he was like,
Mm.
oh yeah, you should have already been talking to him, but yeah, you
Yeah.
make sure you do now. He needs
Yeah.
that encouragement. So
Yeah.
we were talking, and their concern was how was this going to affect him getting into college,
Mm-hmm.
and without that senior year and without being that guy, it was a real concern for them.
Yeah.
So, but now Max is the one. It was his skill that got him to the next level, not me. And
Mm-hmm.
so all I did was share his highlights every day because I wanted to help. I told him, I'll do everything I can to help you.
Yeah.
And his dad did the same thing. So we kept him out there before the coaching world as best we could. And the offers just started coming. But now I'm just showing him to the world. It's his
Mm-hmm.
skills. It's his skills that got it done. And
Yeah.
so at the end of the day, he got to pick and choose between schools that he wanted to go to. And we talked about it all along the way until he made his decision. And he was so happy with the school he got to go to because he knew some of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And after all he had went through, all of his hard work, he was right there and he got to live his dream. He's going to play where he wanted to play,
Yeah.
despite not having the support from the coach, despite not playing his senior year. He still gets to play ball on the next level where he wanted to play.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fantastic story to hear. Really, I mean, it's just very uplifting, to hear those type of stories and just the job that you played, a pivotal role. And I love what you said about this, and because this evaluation process is not easy. Again, you're a true student of the game. You have that experience. You played the game, so the nuances of what it really takes to scout a player. But it's not. And I love the fact that you say it doesn't matter where these kids come from, smaller schools, Christian schools, home schools, and the fact is that a lot of these kids are the underdogs. You say the ones that slip through the cracks and without a blink of an eye. And the fact that you're willing to take that challenge on to bridge the gap. And I think of Joshua, Killian, who I just interviewed last night, because you have discovered, as you said, hundreds of girls and boys, but they're again, these kids, that's all you need is one person to believe in them. I mean, they're trying to reach out to these coaches, but they're not hearing anything back in return. But a person just, like can really step in, as said, and really help them in that process.
Yes. Exposure is the key because a lot of them, they don't even know they're out there. They don't even know who
Yeah.
they are. But when
Yeah.
they see them and they see that they really can play, they have the
Mm-hmm.
skill to play. They
That's
just
right.
need a little help. And they need one coach, like you said, just one coach to
Yeah.
say, I'll take a chance on that kid. And they won't take it for granted. That's the thing that drives me the most. Stories like Max's, I hear a bunch of them every day.
Yeah.
Just comeback stories, heroes, the stuff movies are made of. Some
Yes.
of these kids go through.
I know.
And once you can see that they can compete, boy, it takes their lives and your program to a whole different level. I
Yeah.
tell you right now, Raj, I can come in this state alone. I can put together a team of unknown kids that can compete with the best kids you think you can find out there that are 4 and 5 stars. And you've never heard of them. You've never seen them,
Yeah.
but they can flat out play. They deserve a chance just like everybody else. They just need somebody to help them. They
I
just need
know.
to be seen. They just need to be known. And they
Yeah.
need that one open door, that one chance. I'm that guy. And
Yeah.
I'm not chasing the ones that everybody wants to promote, everybody wants to see. I want to find that hidden jewel with a dream,
Yeah.
with a dream and a vision and a belief in themselves that if you ever give me the chance, I'll prove to you I can make an impact in your program. Just give me a chance.
Yeah, no, it said you definitely speak the gospel. And I think, I jotted it down before the interview is that, someone who's like a watchful guardian, an advocate. Really, I think that maybe it just defines it is that someone who's willing to be in, that particular person's corner and really guide them through and, again, be someone who's going to be, be supportive and never leave their side throughout that, and that's something that you have done. And hey, look, you keep on, you're building this up, you're collaborating. I one task, said Troy from 1%, Dallas from Draftees. I said you're building that community, that platform, with coaches as well. And the latest, of course, being Park to Pros out of Chicago, Illinois. And as we've discussed, giving the hidden talent, giving the players who are coming out of nowhere that really are undiscovered right now. But I think again, providing that platform where they can share their experiences, share their knowledge in terms of playing basketball, but also on the academic side as well. Talk about that because hey, I think it's really again, it's so again outstanding to see these kids getting that opportunity here, Coach.
Yes, of course, just like in real life, basketball will take you so far and
Yeah,
it's a beautiful dream, but at some point, real life has to begin. And
that's
if
right.
you get that education behind you, if you take care of your grades, you
Mm-hmm.
gain the knowledge and the experience to be
Yep,
able to survive beyond basketball.
that's
I
right.
mean, and then you become the person that can make a difference in somebody else's life
Yeah.
because it's all about learning always, even on the floor, off the floor, learning, growing, and developing as a person to a
Mm-hmm.
point where you become that light and influence in somebody else's life. You
Yeah.
reach back and help somebody else. You can't do that if you're not educated. You can't do that if you don't have some stability in your own life and you haven't lived enough of a dream
Yeah.
to give that hope to somebody else that yes, you can do it. You can succeed no matter what. It's in you. You just got to tap into it and you got to push for your dream and you never settle. You never stop fighting because you can't get there.
Yeah. Just, incredible, said words and just, your message, again, is so powerful. Like, I think a lot of people will take away from this, Coach. And you really draw the parents into this as well because they play a critical role in, too. And their child's, I said lives, and especially their athletic careers. I mean, the fact that you don't want these kids, as you allude to, you don't want these kids to just be a number, be a dollar sign and get lost in the shuffle. And as you said, you want to make that difference, I said for, one person at a time. Hey, we talked about internationally is really kicked in. This is basketball has truly become a global sport. We see with college, with NBA opening up training centers, of course, in various countries, Europe, Asia, all over. It's become immensely popular. Talk about, I mean, just the fact that I've been able to interview a couple of kids, New Zealand, South Africa. But, the fact is that you're helping these kids also, that, really need the help as well. I mean, they're the ones that have the goals, have the dreams out there, but they need people really like you, to, again, help them, because ultimately they want to come and play here in the United States, or they want to play still overseas, or maybe, said their dream, is again to reach their trajectory is to go to the NBA or the G League, coach.
Yes. Yes. I tell you, the kid that started all the international flavors, his name is Ethan Robinson. Remember that name. That
Yes.
kid right there
Yeah.
is something special. If
he's a diamond in the rough.
Once he ever gets to shine over here, he's going to change the face of this game. That kid is that good. And so that inspires me, his journey and the journey of his dad. Y'all don't know his family life like I do. Those are some powerful people with a lot of spunk and a lot of fight that will not quit. And I mean, I want that. And now, because of him, we have all these other kids from overseas that are saying, look, we can play too. Look at us. We want that same thing. Can you help us? Can you help us? Yes. And so we're doing everything we can to find the right doors to open to get them here to live that same dream. I mean, making a difference, one life at a time.
That's right.
Even overseas, changing one life at a time, giving hope to one kid at a time.
Because it's really tough. I mean, especially after, we're still in the midst of dealing with COVID. And then you talk about, I mean, there are people out there that are hurting. You said they're lonely out there. A lot of kids feel like, what, sometimes they're just not getting that recognition. And sometimes you say, is this really worth it, to stick with the game? And the fact that, you're again uplifting their spirits and showcasing their talents. And as I said before, we live in an entirely different world now with social media. So now you got Twitter, you got Instagram, I mean, you have Facebook, you got so many sites out there where these kids they can, again, put together a portfolio of their, of their videos, of their, talent on the court. And then you're able to retweet that stuff, of course, on Twitter. And that just spreads like wildfire. That goes across the country, across the world. So it's a beautiful sight to see.
Oh yeah, and it just it's an amazing thing because you know for yourself, we work with 5 different platforms. This Top Preps being one of them.
Yeah,
man, and there are so many major scouts and coaches and trainers that watch our content. And they get to see those hidden gems, those diamonds. And it's like, where did that kid come from? How did we not know him? Because you weren't over there in that little town, in that little school. But look That's at what we got. Look at what we found. Give this kid a chance. Let him show you. He can work with your best dudes. He can beat your best kids.
I point out a perfect example of recently, interviewing Devin Baker. Look at Devin, coming from a small town and, here, to see that he's, received some offers here. And, boy, that warmed my heart. That brought so much joy and pride, knowing that, of course, you set that, interview up. And then the fact that able to interview and what just absolutely, outstanding kid, just really with good values and beliefs. But boy, the talent that kid, Devin, has on the basketball court. Yeah, he's going to definitely be a star at the next level. And that's all you want to see. Again, is propelling these kids to that next, level where they're going to succeed. And
Yeah.
it's really cool to see. Hey, I just have a couple more left. I'm wondering, because as you said, you want to be that, I guess, that agent, that person that changes that dark, place in people's lives, and really helping them realize their dreams. So I'm wondering, for the younger kids out there, the athletes out there, what would you say to them in terms of advice and message for them? Because we live in a really a competitive, market in terms of, like, with, athletics, with these kids trying to receive offers, move up to that next level in terms of college and, universities. I mean, what would you say to them, just as they try to navigate these, these turbulent waters, right now?
Oh, well, this would be my thing. So no matter how dark the days get, no matter how much trouble and adversity you face, you find that one thing where you shine the brightest, and you build on that, and you work as hard as you can and pour everything you got into that. For me, it was basketball. For many of the kids that I promote, it's basketball. But when you find that thing, you work and you give it your all, and you don't quit, and you don't let anybody discourage you. You don't let anybody tell you that you don't deserve the opportunity to shine, and you shine bright, and you push through the darkness until that makes a light for you, until that opens the door for you, because your gift will make room for you in any area of life. And then you don't stop there. You always look for an opportunity to be a light to someone else. That's the biggest key to me. Don't make it just you, but make it a part of what you do, helping other people along the way too. And then when you live your dream, always reach back and give that inspiration to somebody else. Give that same light that brought you out of the darkness to somebody else. Always drive, always work, never quit, never give up. You fight through adversity. Doesn't matter how big the mountain is that's before you. Climb that mountain if that's what it takes.
That's awesome. Yeah, that said, just echoing, almost the words of Jimmy V. Said, "Don't give up. Don't ever give up." Hey, there were a couple of extras I wanted to throw in here. I was wondering, when you were growing up, where did that pivot towards basketball take place, or was it always basketball for you growing up, Coach?
In my heart, it was always there. My daddy was the football man, and he made me
Okay.
play football. He made me play football for a
Yeah.
while. But like in our community, we had a community of athletes. So we had a goal right down in the middle of this field where all the kids played in the summer. I could do that. He didn't mind that part. So that's where I learned my skill. And I played with older, bigger kids and men all the time. So the passion was there. But at 14, when I said, you know what, Dad, I don't want to play football no more. I want to play basketball, and that's what I'm going to do. That was the pivotal turning point that defined my life in a lot of ways, because it built my own character. I came out of the shadow of my dad, and I learned to shine in my own light, and it was basketball.
It's tremendous. Hey, what is your family meant to you, Coach? I said your father, 24 grandchildren. What have they meant to you during this journey? I said, I'm sure that's really that, again, means so much to you.
My wife is my queen. She is my whole world. And then she gave me the greatest gifts this world could give me, which were my children. And then they gave me my grandchildren. I'm a huge family man. Nothing comes before family. Family is it. And I sacrificed a lot of my life to be sure they'd have a good life. And even now, in my disability, I'm still the rock that they need anytime they need me, because family is it, boy. It's the father first, and then family. And then you branch out your family and you make others a part of your family. In my mind, I don't just have friends. I have extensions of my family. How about that?
Yeah. Building that village. And, again, it just, it's inspirational to see that, the fact that, you have a disability, but again, that does not hinder or hamper you. You keep on rising above, and that just again, it's just fabulous, to see. Hey, the game of basketball, coach. It's, as I said, it's become truly global, internationally, and diverse as well. Talk about that. Where do you see right now the game itself, and like how far it can go even now, like, say from years to come,
Oh,
here.
Raj, this
Yeah.
game has advanced so far beyond what it was when I was young.
Hmm.
I talked to a lot of our older friends, including Kelly, Max's dad. I said,
Yeah.
these kids could play better in middle school than we could play when we were seniors in high school.
Yeah.
Their talent level and skills is phenomenal. Now, I'm not sure about the physical play. I don't think they could handle the physical play that
Yeah.
we had, but the
Hmm.
skill set and the
Yeah.
speed and the athletic ability is insane
I
compared to what
know.
we were.
I know.
And
Yeah.
the kids that I'm watching coming up now, like some of the younger kids, like that Nicky kid that you saw me share,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's gonna take this game to a whole new level. That I can't imagine what this game is gonna be like in a few more years. Say 10 years from now,
Yeah.
it's gonna be. It will have evolved beyond the level that we see now. It's
Hmm.
just I see some of the most explosive players that my mind could have ever imagined right now in middle school. In middle school,
I
let
know.
no high school. The high school kids are incredible, incredible. Some of the things they can do. So this game has a bright future beyond anything I can imagine. And I
Yeah.
just want to get my bowl of popcorn and sit back and wait and enjoy the show. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's definitely showtime. It's like, it's just sensational to see these kids, and the fact they start so early, and they now they're building all these training centers, and they have, they're going to the gym early, and they have, we talked about, you hit hit it right on the nail with the word regimen. They have structure in terms of what they do with their schedule. And there's so much that goes into, I said, with that strength and conditioning, that nutrition. So these kids are, you know, I'm talking, not even before they're 10 years old. Some of these kids, 7, 8 years old, and starting at that point. And it said by the time they reach high school, these kids are 4 or 5 star athletes already.
That's
And
right.
it's just, yeah, it's
Incredible.
unbelievable to see what
Incredible.
they see how far they've progressed up the ladder. Hey, coach, you get the final word, and I always do some of my interviews for family, friends, colleagues in the basketball industry, athletes, coaches, and parents here across the United States of America and the world. That really, you deserve that. Said here, so I'm gonna allow you to get have the final word.
Wow. Here it is. Kids, parents, coaches, dream big. There are hidden gems out there just waiting to be discovered. And you can be one of them. You have the right and you can earn the right to shine just as bright as any 5 star. If you believe in yourself and you have the skill and you develop and elevate that skill every day, you work hard and have a chip on your shoulder to a point that I can shine and I will shine. And you give every kid the chance to prove himself, to dream big, and to have the opportunity to live that dream. Doesn't matter what kind of small school they come from. Doesn't matter if they're homeschooled. They still have the ability to compete. They just need somebody to believe in them. You be that somebody. Parent, coach, and kid, you believe in yourself. You never quit. You never give up on your dream, and you push until you get there, and never settle and let anybody tell you, no, you can't do it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I don't care what size school you come from. I don't care how many stars you have behind your name. If you got that ability, you walk it out and you make your dream come true. And there are people like me out there that support you, that believe in you, and will push you as hard as we can to do everything to help you live that dream. That's what we're about. And we're looking for you, hidden gems, hidden stars. Come, let us work together and see if we can't make your dream come true.
Well said, Coach Moses. incredible honor and privilege being able to speak with you and, listen, to your, experience, said with basketball, being a minister, and, wishing you continued success, and looking forward to, of course, the next basketball athlete, you provide to Top Prep Sports Interviews by Sunil Sunder Raj, and just keep up the great work, Coach Moses.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.